Hi Taurus, and welcome to your September 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your sign for the month of September. Thank you so much for being here, Taurus. I'm really looking forward to looking into the energies for you. I'm quite curious to see myself, as I have quite a few people in my life who are important to me who are Taurus. Some of them I have not seen in a while, but I feel their energy strongly, and I feel like they have a great potential to thrive right now. I feel that all people with Taurus aspects have a great ability to thrive, almost more highly than most other signs. What do I think is most prevalent for you this month? You have resolution this month. This feels like a month of resolve, a month of resolution, a month of recomposing and even reforming the long-running aspects of your being. We are moving into Virgo season this month, all right? We are strongly into Virgo season as you're listening to this. And perhaps even we are getting into Libra season, depending on when you're listening. But September 1st through September 9th for Taurus feels like a wonderful and beautiful window to see the growth that you've had over the last maybe 7 years for the blessing that it probably is. Yes, things can be difficult. Debts happen, breakups and wonderful, exciting adventures in life happen only to become very small to a Taurus right now. It does feel like all of the people that have occupied really big spaces in your life or in your heart are waning further and further out of consciousness. And for some Taurus, if it's been out of consciousness for a long time, it's really maybe coming up in a new light again. And I think that what this month means for a Taurus, or what it aims at, is to really come face to face with everything that has grown, all of the aspects, the strongest aspects of your own personality, and seeing how that has been impacted or affected by the actions of other people and how it hasn't. Okay, this is an important distinguishing factor for Taurus because we talk sometimes on my channel for Taurus people about how other people can start to have a big impact or a big effect on you, more so than other signs. Again, you are a Venus-ruled sign, which means that relationships and connecting with other people really builds your persona, whereas signs that are not ruled by Venus more so have an inborn or innate type of inner growth. And of course, everybody varies differently. Nobody is just affected by others or just, self-sufficient. But you might kind of come into this time and be like, gosh, because I had that relationship with that one person, I just cannot, have a date with somebody and take them seriously, because I had that divorce or because I had that, really exciting marriage. No longer can I really trust somebody in the same way before. All of these dialogues that are coming up that rely on the actions of another person from the past being responsible for the persona that is now developed. This is a fallacy, Taurus. This is something that you are empowered enough in the month of September to be like, whoa, no, I'm not going to let these other people of the past or even of the present be the forgers of my destiny, the framers of my destiny, I'll even call it. Kind of funny wording there, but actually applicable for everybody, I think, right now. How we are framing the outset that we are at to become very empowered creators right now. Like, we are at this level of creative capacity, or stand to be at a level of creative capacity, especially by the calendar new year of 2021. I mean, for a Taurus, it's like incredible to see how much you can grow between now and then, and how much you've already grown, actually. In fact, the conscious mind can lag sometimes when it comes to personal growth, when it comes to healing and overcoming trauma. Sometimes our bodies have actually totally overcome it, or our cells have actually turned over so many times, especially if like more than 7 years has passed, specifically for anything that has been, 5 to 7 years or longer ago, these things are no longer having a physical impact on the body, but the conscious mind can lag and be like, because of what happened to me in 2004, or because of what happened to me in 1993, I cannot, whatever it is, I don't feel that I have the ability to now relate or to now put myself out there in a way that I am available for the universe to start to fill in the gaps. So as I'm looking at your tarot spread, Taurus, I feel like that's a lot of what this month is about, is filling in the gaps that time and inconsistency and worries or self-convincing about the impact of others has created. You have the Emperor, the High Priestess, and the Moon coming up as your major arcana. So no longer being overpowered by lies or by fallacies or by the impression of other people. It's more of an impression that seems to be having a lot of shadowing on Taurus people. It's like you're feeling like eclipsed, or you're feeling like the impression or the momentum of another person has taken your contribution or something. Some weird domineering energies I feel that some Taurus, not all Taurus, have been working with. And that's coming to a close for you guys. Like the sun, even over the last few months, actually, probably like June of 2020, you were already kind of out of that. But again, like I'm saying, the conscious mind lags sometimes. And even when we're out of these old painful stories, we still kind of like have the flashbacks, or we still can't let ourselves exist in that way, So with the High Priestess and the Emperor coming up, you are finally having like the yin and yang ability to overcome spiritually and executively the things that are still holding you back. And I'm not talking about like avenging this. I'm not talking about even seeking closure or convincing yourself that you've got to, after being impacted, now impact the other person. What I'm talking about is just a complete wiping of the slate, a complete reinvigoration of the potentials that someone like you, who is so abundant and so connected to nature, actually has in life. Really, sky is the limit for a Taurus at pretty much all times, and especially at this time when we have the grand earth trines. We have Uranus retrograde in your sign right now. We have Jupiter and Saturn preparing to go direct in Capricorn, and we have Virgo season. So it's a great, great time for Taurus to accept their placement and actually be able to reap and harvest. Okay, yes, harvest the things that have grown around them that they're not really paying attention to. If you can imagine being in such a huge field, like say you're in like the plains, or you're in a field that's like miles and miles long, and it is growing like full of crops, or like full of, I don't know, corn or something. And in this moment, there, because of all the corn, you can't see the crops for the corn. You can't see the forest for the trees, that type of thing. Like you're still feeling hungry despite being surrounded by all the growing crops. You just now have to harvest them. You just now have to take them in and give them the energy and imbue the things that you're harvesting with your own essence, so that they now nourish you in a new way. So yes, Taurus is really maybe at the forefront of the harvest right now. And I've used this word a few times in some of the other readings, very sparingly, because we have such an incredible earth with this like very tasty, flavorful ability to pull it out of the ground, to pull these things that have been grounded and have been slowly marinating or slowly growing for us, and now finally harvest them. And then there'll be another opportunity as well during Capricorn season this year, which might be the more typical time, but I think for a Taurus, actually Virgo season is better to take this harvest. So whatever you might associate with harvesting, and now is a good time for that. I want to get into the week to week quickly, Taurus, and understand a little bit more about what this harvest and this new empowerment is meaning for you. Week number 1, you have the 5 of Wands rooted down by Queen of Pentacles. So you want natural solutions, natural resolution to things. No more argumentative squabbles, no more interior squabbles. I'm feeling like not only are you arguing with people, but there's a bit of an interior argument or an interior conflict going on. Like, okay, is it actually that person that's had this impact on me, or is it just my unwillingness to start to forge my own destiny? Is it actually, that experience that I had with that person, in 10 years ago, that is leaving me to feel like a manic depressive now? Or is it the fact that I'm not actually eating very much at all in a day? Queen of Pentacles is reading that down. So conflict and argumentative nature feels to me potentially to have a dietary basis. And again, with that psychic image I was getting about you guys like being hungry in a cornfield, this is what interpreting psychic messages is all about. We can get the insight, we can see it, but what does it actually mean? I feel that some of you might just be in deprivation. And I talked about this for Cancer for months, and Taurus is a similar sign to Cancer. So maybe there's a bit of deprivation going on without realizing it. Like you might be deficient in some kind of nutrient, or you might. So yeah, in that vein, it's perhaps recommendable for some Taurus to have some kind of blood work, or to just see where their nutrition is at, if that's right for you. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I can't advise in anything like that. But what I can say is that if it's safe, if it's possible to do any type of holistic work right now, it would be good. But you kind of know, this is not a time where we get the brand new sickness or the brand new deficiency. If you know that you have a tendency to be anemic or hypothyroid or anything along those lines, it's probably contextual and pointing back to somewhere you've already been. But anyway, week number 2, Taurus, you have the Emperor rooted down by Knight of Swords. Great executive capacity. You have an idea and you can introduce that to the world really quickly. Very, very good logical capacity. Very very powerful answers to powerless seeming questions. Okay. You have also maybe people around you or people connected to you now who are kind of going to sing your praises. That's really how I would put that. So you're developing more connections, but I would say that you can't be. Okay, what do I want to say here? I don't want to say that you can't trust some of these new, especially if they're new people. But again, I say that uncontextual people right now, people you have no context with, are always a risk, with all this Capricorn energy. So beware or be weary of people who are too good to be true, or people who are only singing your praises. But contrarily, if these people have been in your life for a long time, you've built trust, you've built, through many, many years, hopefully now, and a type of, unbreakability within the relationship, then yeah, this is a time where that relationship can benefit you and it can take you to the next level in the career or in, your progression. But one way or another, you're going to start realizing that you forge your own destiny. Okay. You control your own life. It's not other people. And this is where Taurus has an energetic upset. Sometimes they get very, connected to the influence of others over them and the influence of especially their love life over them and their romantic relationships, especially of the past, especially if there's Cancer in the chart. They think, okay, that person from the past really has completely changed my life forever, and now I will never be the same, and I will never really try of my own volition to cope from these difficult traumas or move on from these old wounds. They are there and they will not heal, and I will accept that. Not good, Taurus, not right now. It's one thing to accept what has happened, but don't accept that you can't heal. Humans, by virtue of being alive, have a healing capacity. It is within us at a cellular level. So again, you're a fixed earth sign, so you can sometimes be like, well, oh well, that house of cards fell down and it can't be built again. It is what it is. And there are things that we need to have that philosophy with, but those are inanimate things. You are living, Taurus. Enjoy your animation, your lifeline, and accept that healing and change are possible. Week number 3, Taurus, you have 8 of Cups rooted down by the High Priestess. Very spiritual walking away, very spiritually moving on, very spiritually healing as well. I love that. By 3rd week of September. Did I say 3rd week of August earlier? I meant 3rd week of September if I said that. 3rd week of September, you are Moving into your fellow Venus sign of Libra. So some of you are walking away from a relationship and walking straight into another one. I do see that a lot with Taurus. It's hard for them to stay single for too long. That can have a weird ripple though. If you're walking like so quickly away from someone and right into the arms of someone else, it doesn't really leave time to spiritually detox from the previous person. So you guys let's talk about that for a second. This won't apply to everybody, but for those of you who have had like rebound relationships or who have gone really quickly from one relationship to the next, you would know now in hindsight that causes a lot of karmic issues. Because what I've understood as I've navigated life, as I've worked with hundreds, if not thousands of people who have been in this situation too and seen through their experiences over and over again, time and memorial, that extreme chaos comes into people's life when they go straight from one relationship to another. And what is great is when people allow about 3 months minimum, especially if you've been in a relationship that lasted a year or longer, a long-term relationship. You need at least 3 months in between that to let that person's energy get off of you a little bit. Because what you actually have, say you get out of a long-term relationship and you go a week later, a month and 2 weeks later, into a relationship, like a committed relationship with another person, you're in a relationship with 3 people, okay? The energy of that other person is still on you, and that energy is then going to also be a playing factor in the other person. So you get into this weird kind of energetic love triangle. This is like a topic for another video. I should make a specific video on this, but... it's just food for thought. For those of you who are walking away from a relationship, for those of you who've had a breakup within like the last 2 months, you want that 3 months. That 3 months will heal you. That 3 months will help you to become self-reliant again and get your vibration good enough to attract a better person, because rarely does the vibration shift upon a breakup instantaneously. So you're just attracting in the same type of person, and we don't want to waste our time, Taurus. Okay, and that's really important for Taurus right now. Time is of the essence this month in September. All Saturn going direct in Capricorn, Jupiter going direct in Capricorn. There is no time to be wasting time. Our time is valuable. You could be sleeping in your bed. You could be drinking lemon water. You could be, I don't know, running for office or something. I don't know, Taurus, like really think about what you could be doing. Likely it's not chatting to someone on a dating app unless you've cleansed your vibration, unless you've come back to self and you've regained your own vibration again, in which case dating could be indicated. But yes, I know that's not going to apply to everyone. We have all relationship statuses listening. So for those of you who are coupled or married, I feel this is more so like deepening your spirituality. Also for those of you who are happily single, this is more so of a walking away from discouragement, walking away from spiritual values that were not fulfilling you anymore, and regaining a sense of strong self-spirituality. Week number 4, you have the moon rooted down by 5 of Pentacles. No more deprivation consciousness, Taurus. No more poverty consciousness. All the earth signs this year can be a little bit like too frugal, and that's okay. I mean, we've had like economic crises, we've had health crises, like saving is never wrong, and extra saving is great right now too. But don't fool yourself about what money can and cannot do. I talked a lot about this month as well, where, money is an interesting thing. We give it a lot more value philosophically and conceptually than it is. If you like walk up to a big oak tree, for example, to think of how many like $100 bills could be printed with one big oak tree is probably like more wealth than like a city. I don't know. So it's kind of like within a forest is like the wealth of a nation. I don't know. I'm being a little bit hyperbolic here. But yeah, money is an abstract. Money is a concept. Fiat is a philosophy. So it's not really powerful enough to have the effect on you that you think it does. You can do way more with less. You can do way less with more. It just kind of depends on where your vibration is at. So hopefully I've just healed a money wound for like all of you. I'm not going to focus too long on that, but don't convince yourself that you don't have enough, because when you convince yourself you don't have enough, that's when the universe introduces a karmic lesson and shows us deprivation. You can get more though. It's very easy for Taurus to be resourceful right now, just by feeling comfortable, enjoy your bed, enjoy your health, enjoy your self-sufficiency, and it'll just come. It will come. Whether it comes in the form of, I don't know, winning the lottery or getting that great new job, starting that new business, getting, I don't know, stimulus or something. That will probably happen perhaps in September as well in the United States. I could see that for sure. So as we get into Libra season, it might be October. But it will come, Taurus. Don't worry too much about it. Let this whole like money, debt consciousness, deprivation consciousness thing just go. This is a great time to adapt into a new philosophy toward money, and you can find that yourself. Because you are strong, Taurus. You are the forger of your own destiny. You are a human. You are strong enough to not be at the mercy of others or at the mercy of some kind of philosophy or conceptualization that values someone's life as that of a tree. I'm serious. Like, we're talking like redwood trees in California. And I'm not advocating for like obviously chopping those down and printing them into money, but if you were to just think metaphorically about the amount of fiat currency that could be printed out of a redwood tree, we're talking like more money than like maybe a small town's worth of people will ever touch in their lifetimes. And it just kind of like, what is the value of it? Nothing. Okay. But yes, we are in a society where money at a paradigm level is at the same power as time and energy. So I'm not saying that it's powerless. I'm not saying you need to like go out and waste it all or completely detach yourself from it. No. But what I am saying is stop holding yourself down or limiting yourself in the name of that. Okay. Anyway, Taurus, wonderful, wonderful reading. Let's jump over to Patreon for the extended. I will kind of wrap up a little bit. Just keep yourself spiritual this month. It's not about money. It's not about debt. It's not about poverty consciousness. Introduce some naturalism into your life. Let things naturally resolve. Seek that resolution. Execute your own mental, logical capacity and the choices you need to make, and you'll be fine. Take that control back. Take that power back. Like, no reason to be overwhelmed or overworked or anything like that. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to jump over to Patreon now for the extended. I'll do a central theme and 2 supporting themes. As always, your likes, comments, and subscribes here on YouTube make my day. Be sure to hit that red subscribe button. It is a wonderful way to support this channel. And we are getting very close to an incredible milestone. So if you're new, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. And without further ado, I will link the Patreon page with the extended reading in the description box as well as in the center of the screen. And good luck this month, Taurus. We'll talk soon. Bye.